What's this shit look like? What up, y'all? That close. That close. That gets the hot. Oh, by the way, please use the tongs. Oh my God, that beat is just. God damn. What up, Hexaco? It's your boy, Thothschild. Out his fucking mind. Yep. What else is new? What? Oh, no. We don't want to hear you, Conway. But that's okay. Don't you worry, buddy. Don't you worry, buddy. We got a secret and surprise in store here for you. Now, where the fuck is that other noise coming from? That would probably be the YouTube, right? Shut up, jackass, with your doubling up self. But, however, could work because this is 2FECTA. Or first off, what's up, Hexaco? What's up, Pulse Chaniac motherfuckers? This is Thothschild, and earlier I was kind of like hassling Rainmaker and hassling T Money, and I was like, I'm important, right? And they're like, yeah, don't worry, brother, you're important, man. Chill, you got your spot. You're speaking at PulseCon 2022, and I said, I'm still getting my solo hour by myself up on the stage, right? And they said, are you retarded or high? They said, Ian Thothschild, you're doing 20 minutes and you're sharing the stage with Brandon. So I threw some shit, kicked some shit, might have just, I don't know, overreacted, I'm sure. And I apologize to everybody, especially that lady in that car of hers. But I digress, okay? I got my head wrapped around it. I got to share a stage with, Brandon, maybe. And I said, guys, I've been waiting like crazy, like 36 hours, man, for this promo code, and I'm trying to like get the hype rocking, out here. So I don't know, man. I was just popping off the cuff, and I said, like, made an aside. And I guess, T Money heard me. And I said, if you get me that promo code in the next, like, I forget what I said, 2 hours or something, I said, I'll eat cream cheese, number one. And number two, I will stream twice in 24 hours. I ain't never got a response from T Money that fast in my life. Okay? So fine. Here I am. How you doing, guys? Let's see what's going on in the chat. Yeah, I'm out of my mind, guys. I'm really sleep deprived, and there's a lot of shit going on. I'm trying to tell you all about it before we're done here. What's going on? There's my boy. He's going to confuse y'all, okay? I don't even know if I'm doxing him if I say what? 𝕋𝕙𝕚𝕚𝕕 is this other cat. But this is the legendary Terrapin, ladies and gentlemen. I believe he's a wrench holder, one of very few on the Thothschild channel. This is Children of the Grave. And I was expecting him to diss me, but he's just pissed off the Terrapin made it first. And then there's Lou. Lou, it was a pleasure to meet you last time, man. You said some smart shit. 𝕄𝕀ℕ𝔻𝕚𝕝𝕕. I don't know how you pronounce that person's name, but they were smart too. Yeah, I saw Terrafin in a Twitter space. Hold on. Priorities. What? He said, yeah. Oh, I forgot. Oh, fuck. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. How y'all doing? Oh, goddamn. What a fucking day. Now, what a fucking week, right? It's been a hell of a month. This year's been pretty fucked up. It's been a hard decade. My whole life's been fucked up. But I digress. I saw Terrafin in a Twitter space the other day, and I had this sudden realization. This guy's been pulling the wool, folks. This isn't a human being, right? This is a bot, man, this guy. And I gave it a wrench. How fucked up is that? See. Well, you just wait. I got a treat for you guys. I actually got a copy of my rider, okay, that I submitted to the organizers of PulseCon, wherein I said, you guys are, it only makes sense, right, that you should give Thothschild all of this shit that he's asking for so that he can be comfortable when he makes his appearance. Brandon, things might change going forward, just so you know, but that's okay. We'll get to all that, because here's the thing, my friends. We have a whole day to do this. This is only episode 7a. Now, you have my word, barring an act of God, Thothschild will be streaming again later on this day, and before the effing hangout starts, the Discourse Syndicate effing hangout, because that's like holy. You can't stream concurrently with the effing hangout. What are you, retarded? Godfather, what up? The J6 COTG dingo. How you doing? See? Bot. Just the kind of thing a bot would say. LMFAO. Ha, ha, ha. This is excellent entertainment. Let me tell you guys something. Rags to riches, Brandon is my favorite streamer. Thothschild is my favorite streamer. Ha, ha, ha. LMAO. Fuck out of here. Get this Matrix thing out of here, man. Can't trust it, guys. Tic Tac Crypto. Hello, darling. Thanks for coming out. Now, see, these are all like, you got to be careful. These are all the freaks. Right? Right? All the respectable people are long gone, especially the East Coasters. They're just dreaming away. It's all the freaks in here right now. Now listen. I dressed respectably today, okay? Because I take seriously my job as a ventriloquist. You guys know, you should know if you've ever watched my show before. I take the art of ventriloquism extremely seriously. And when I'm bringing it to the people of Hexaco and to all the Pulse Chaniacs, okay, this is like a manifestation of my spirit. It's like church. And I brings to mind, the noble soul that was Fred Rogers. So I'm trying to do my part. Switch it up a little bit. You should try switching it up too. might improve your life. So what now? Tic tac crypto. And then here we go. This is fun. Let me do some emojis. Is that a bulletproof vest? You, Miss Smarty Thing, I'll have you know. What's that say? Perry Ellis. What? Like, oh, Kmart. No. Shit. Yeah, no. I think it said Perry Ellis. I don't know. And this is the purpose. Precisely right. In fact, I was supposed to add more chaos to that, but what's my go to? 3 jobs, 4 kids. You guys wouldn't fucking believe what's happened. As if it was possible for me to trust a certain nation's governmental entities any less. I got a hoot. I got a hoot of a story. But we got to get to the rider as well. We had a couple other fun things planned for today. Reggie is here. He's somewhere around. He could be messing around with Blood Honey. I hope not. Damn. I'm hoping that Reggie is not with Blood Honey and Bumpy Knuckles right now, but he's in the building supposedly. Let's see here. This is great. Okay. Children of the Grave, moderate. Thank you. Sarcasm. It's always nice, refreshing. All the toys flew out of the cot. Are you insinuating I sleep in a cot? Because you'd be right. Actually, I sleep outside. Lionel 236MX. What up? Welcome. Is that Mexico? Yeah, it looks like it. Welcome. See, he could be so sarcastic, but then he's like the enforcer too. Like, hit the like, you ungrateful fucks. That's right. Hammer F-ers. Whoa. Something just happened. Oh no. Well, we better get to my rider because this is going to be enlightening for Brandon. He's probably hasn't heard about some of these things yet. Tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to just drop it in here, guys, because I'm half out of my mind and I really don't care. And it's late and it's probably not going to be that long anyway. But just don't trample each other. Do that and do that and do this. And it goes a little something like this. Get it? That is correct. I made the mistake of giving the first wrench to a bot. The Rowdy Rooster. What are you talking about? You gave him a wrench too. Oh, you guys are bringing up some past dramas I was never even a part of. Was that an all-day IPA? It most certainly was. I have told part of my story before. I used to be a better quality alcoholic. Something happened. I think it was that morning I shat my liver out in the bathtub and then spent the rest of the day weeping. I have had to cut out brown liquor, cut out vodka, cut out sugary drinks, mixed drinks, cut out imperial IPAs, double IPAs. I can only do sessions now, basically. So, yes. And that's the only one that's been tasting good to me. Like I used to like that. What's the one with the trout on the motherfucker? Two Hearted. That Two Hearted one, but that's like, I don't know, that's like 1.2% or something. That rooster went hard, bro. You guys are a trip, man. I love y'all. Thank you for coming out. This is, look, I said it before. I will say it again. The first 10 to 20 streams of this series are not to be taken seriously. I'm still on my learning curve. I'm still trying to find my feet. And 90% of the time that I've even been on a camera in front of Hexaco in the past 15 months, I've been halfway out of my mind anyway. It's either some massive drama going on. There's either children running around somewhere under a desk, sleep deprived, or, parole officer. So we're not going to talk about all that shit right now. All right, here we go. Yeah. See that? Emotionless, cold. She's like lit. She's like mofos tonight. Dang, I'm not used to this. She's usually a little bit more chill, isn't she? You sick? Oh my goodness gracious, you guys are a trip. Well, we're gonna get over to the rider. My God, you guys have to see the things that I need in order to make this appearance. Simply cannot happen without it. I am a higher class of person. I'm not 100% morning voice all day. Well, you got that in common with our boy Rex because he sounded like a piece of ass today when he was on stream. But as usual, killing it. My brother drops the actual factuals habitual, even if his voice is all fucked up. It's hard enough. You're looking at him, you're like, oh, ginger. And then he's like, and you like ginger stuffed up. Ugh, not a good look. But we got through, and he did drop actual factuals once again. Although I've been skipping the whole porch maneuver while this clog is going on, brother. And you're right. You're right. It is therapy, man. Let me fiend emotion. There are 13 copies of me in other cryptocurrency rooms right now. I know I'm ripping off Bill Burr. I'm just playing with y'all. Jesus Christmas. Y'all cranking out the fucking comments up in this motherfucker. 11 now. What is wrong with you people? All right. Well, yo, what up? Oh, well, yeah, I'm not, but I'm trying to get there. And it's like only, 2 a.m. here on the East Coast? I control my own destiny. Well, that's a lie. I never control my own destiny, but I'm going to pretend that I control my own destiny tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. I know I'm not alone, So I know that there's some resonance out here in the community, of my brothers and sisters. We can all testify that from time to time we sort of go through it, right? Like, it ain't just that a coin flip doesn't go your way. It's kind of like this odd, like exponential stacking function where, like, horror, nightmare, tragedy, unforeseen loss, violence. I just did, and then I got to be careful. I got to start. I can see. Here's the thing. I have to have a lawyer. I have to get a resident lawyer who could sit right there, and I'll be like, "Am I allowed to talk about my ex-wife?" And he, okay, well, what about the government? And okay, what about just one department in the government? It's got like, how would you describe it? It's got like a Bitcoin maximalist's penis size. And there are no agencies called tiny, right? So you would say it's the, right? And then in transaction between entities that somehow in this era we accorded characteristics of actual human individuals onto these organizations. So they're the and then the and then whatever association I can say, right? So that lovely organization, I thought rug pulls were pretty much only in cryptocurrency, but apparently government entities are having some fun with rug pulls as well. And they pulled a doozy on your boy. Good times. Lots of good folks in here. What up, dude? What up, Rex? Much love to the Hex community. Well, gotta tell you, Lionel, there's actually a more reputable portion of the Hex community, you unfortunately didn't find it tonight. You kind of stumbled down a back alley of Hexaco. Don't get shivved. Whatever they put on the back of the toilet, do not snort it. And that's not a girl. So, keep your head on a swivel, brother. Yo, dude, we heard your girl SJ. Her and your man are driving, I guess, cross country, and she was streaming, and she was talking about how she had just escaped Texas in the nick of time because it was like 800 degrees out there today. Now that was cool seeing her do that. I even told her, you guys don't know this, but I have hours and hours of footage. See, my original plan for streaming was I was going to do something called The Mission. And the mission was me driving from ocean to ocean by myself. Well, Blood Honey and Bumpy Knuckles did the stowaway thing in my luggage. I found that out violently and much later in a hotel room. But I like did this thing kind of psychotic, a little uncomfortable for the viewer. But I basically just was talking to the camera by myself for many, many days, driving cross country. Found out many things about myself, about the nation. And this was all supposed to be, I had this pentultimate like vision in my head that this was all going to lead up to the release of the show. And it was just going to go so smooth. Like I'd just go bounce out there, see my girl out there in Cali, and then just slide right into Las Vegas for days 1, 2, 3, capping it with the 𝕋𝕙𝕚𝕚𝕚 party. And then I would just cruise back to the East Coast. And as soon as I got out of the vehicle, the cherubim and the seraphim would just begin their exalted song to Thothschild, YouTube streaming. It would all be done up with a little bow. We were going to have corporate sponsorship. It was just so elegant and so lovely. Nothing went the fucking way I planned, man. That fucking trip was hell on earth. Let me tell you something. Crossing the United States of America when you're 22, your dick is permanently hard. You got hair down in the middle of your fucking ass crack. You just go, gadget, go, and you got 16 different drugs coursing through your bloodstream, and you're like, trucking, and I didn't even like the Grateful Dead, but that music was still playing in my head. I was bulletproof. Try it at age 50 when you're a broken man with no dreams left. You have nothing to look forward to in your entire life. Like I would get like 2 hours down the road and I'd be like, hotel, looking at my wallet. Like I got $117 left and 490 miles to go. Fuck it. I'm getting a hotel and a 6-pack. It wasn't great. It wasn't fun. Lots of shit went wrong. I saw multiple dudes with shorts on in fucking Wyoming in like negative 17-degree weather, and they looked comfortable. I thought I would onboard people the whole way. I thought it would be like Thothschild is like the mini one-man crypto spar book, except he's actually fucking American. And he's going to be so successful. He's going to just spread the word and enlighten all these wonderful people. And I was going to come back bathed in glory, man. I'm more bitter now than I was before, I'll tell you. That's what he said. All right. So, did you guys get the invite? You guys are just terrified. You can join me, aren't you? I mean, it's there. It's no big deal. We're not staying on too long, but I was going to show you guys a couple things to maybe make you laugh. Or should I just bitch? I could just bitch the whole time. You guys think that's good? Copy the clipboard. Right. Hey, Rags, I took your advice, man. I got that OBS on the desktop. I didn't know I had to take a 4-credit community college course to learn that motherfucker. So thanks for the recommendation, dude. Yeah, it's getting to be that time of year, man. We had another. You remember how I was bitching about the DARPA, HARPA rainstorms? I call them the Rothschild Rockefeller storms. Like we had number fucking 17 or 18 last night. You know, it's the kind of rain when you were a kid you heard like once every couple years. We've had like 17 of these rainstorms in the last year and a half. And it was another one, you know, fucking smallmouth bass out on my stoop this morning. And I live in the woods. Fucking crazy shit. Now look at this guy. Yeah, we're convinced, Terrafin or Hexbola or whatever your name is, brah. Come on now. OBS is great. Yeah, dude, I'm sure it is. Once you take that 4-credit, half-year long community college course to learn that shit. Now, see, I don't know what's going on, like what my block is. And this could, again, this could be a feature of the difference between a 35-year-old, a 40-year-old, and, you know, however old I am now. I learned Ableton in a week. I was like doing mixes, writing original songs, fucking even recording records on Ableton, which isn't even what it's for, right? It's like you're supposed to use Pro Tools for that shit. But I learned that Ableton program inside and out. I think that once you cross a certain threshold of having children, that sucks brain power and IQ points like out of you. You're just no longer capable. That's the only thing I can think of. Unless you're talking about a different OBS, which is entirely possible. All right. So let's go over this copy of the rider, you know, that my legal team submitted to the organizers of PulseCon. Now you have to understand, okay? My legal team was top notch. I had a cardinal from the Vatican on that team, okay, just to, you know, cheerlead. I didn't think these negotiations were going to be any problem because I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? I know my value, my worth, as mother used to encourage me to find. You know, I finally discovered it. I know my value. So when I, you know, stormed into the offices, you know, of Rainmaker and Team Money, you know, I thought that they were just going to be grinning ear to ear. They were going to have pretty secretaries taking care of my boys, you know, while I went in the back with, you know, okay, so. And I just fully expected them to just be like, man, we are so blessed. Thank you, Thothschild. It's going to be really exciting. None of that. I'll tell you guys the outcome after you get to see the damn thing. But this is unacceptable, okay? We're gonna share a screen once we get to it. Let's see here. We could do like an entire screen. I suppose we could, but I better max up on some stuff because I got porno on this desktop here. I got seed phrases right there. Oh, dude, I got to clean this up. Social security number, once again, blood type, family tree. Jeez, oh man. Google map location. The fuck? Dude, you got to tighten up, homeboy. All right, so if I do this, see, this is what I'm talking about. This ain't smooth. This ain't smooth to watch. Like, this dude's figuring this shit out as he's going along. This is some garbage from this motherfucker. Okay, so if no, don't give me no guff. Man, I'm plumb tuckered and this bitch want to give me guff. All right, so if I do that, and I do that, yeah, I think it should be good. Go ahead, show off there, side effects. I built my first computer 30 years ago. Today. Huh? Happy anniversary, bitch. Okay, so now we're going to go through the weird tunnel thing. I got to get some pointers from one of you guys. How do you just skip that thing where you get the briefest view of the dog shit and then you actually get to what it is that... Look at this mess. My God. Okay, so no, that ain't it either. Jesus Christ, what a fucking mess that is. Oh, yeah, that's not it either. dude. What are you doing, man? Oh, revert changes. Just close the damn thing, dude. Oh, let me see. Where'd the one that I actually wanted to go? Oh, right. Okay, this is probably it. I think. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's it. Isn't that nice? Okay. So, as you guys can see on the document, this is what the legal team and I had submitted to the PulseCon guys. We can go through it, point by point. I don't see what the big deal is. I mean, I'm Thothschild. It's PulseCon. They want me. Duh. Should be easy, right? Automatic. You guys will find out the outcome of all of this shortly. So the document was titled Thothschild's Entirely Reasonable Appearance Rider for 2022 PulseCon. That dookie-ish be non-negotiable as a motherfucker and shit. The Belgian guys on the legal team wanted me to take that out. But, the Japanese and Korean dude says, fuck them, keep it. And I was like, all right, I'm hanging with y'all. So we left the byline. All right, item line number 1. T-Money, partners, Rainmaker. I'm sorry. Can Thothschild please get a goddamn time machine in his dressing room? Big whoop, right? What's the big goddamn deal? Now, I think there's a better way to do this. And since I'm learning, why don't we just do it like this? Oh, wait, there we go. So that would work, right? If I do that? No, like this. Okay, cool. Now, where did that lovely little document go? Okay. So if I were to do this, oh, you stupid son of a. How's that look? I don't even know. Look at this dumb shit. So I got to make that max, right? All right, that's what I'll do. Doop. Okay, well, the second request, I shouldn't even say request. Try demand, motherfuckers. This is what I needed to make it happen. I said, Thothschild's going to need some really good weed, naturally. I kind of, fine-tuned it as the negotiations went along, and I said, y'all want to be smartasses? Fine. Only Nigerian. Only fully sativa African Nigerian. Guess what? Impossible to get. But since they were giving me a hard time, I figured I'd make them do a little footwork, right? Second bullet point. Second request shut down. Third reasonable request that Thothschild, needed to make this appearance happen for these guys. Number 3 was this girl that I like to shut up and be with me like forever. And barring that, like if she were to fight back or something, then I think it's fair to say, every shade of female on planet Earth, around 17 skin tones, with far enough differentiation between, I didn't want anything too close. There'd be 17 skin tones of these young ladies from alabaster or albino to blue-black. I mean, hubba. All smart, these girls, but not mouthy. They would all naturally, it would issue forth from them that they would enjoy making me a sandwich. They would enjoy bringing me a beer twice a year. Okay. 17 girls, right? What's that? 34. So, I mean, I don't think that's asking too much from the girls or T-Money and the organizing team over at PulseCon. These women would be, they'd be supremely entertained by me. They'd laugh at all my jokes. I mean, they'd be drop dead gorgeous, bang a quarter off that ass, but they'd be able to fist fight too. And they'd be able to double up as my chick ninja squad. They would refer to me as Professor Pappy Pimp. Doesn't matter who's there. That's what you're calling me, girls. Okay. They're all naturally addicted to fellatio. I had to qualify that. Jeez, oh man. I said on me only, thanks. But then caveat, I said, they might kiss each other a lot everywhere if I tell them to. Brilliant. And then, they won't complain when I move them all to a deep woods compound where they will give me massages and compliments. Rainmaker even looked into the Akashic record when I was getting really angry and I had to go to another room and remove myself. And I looked at him. I said, "You're my friend, right?" And he says, "Thoughts, of course. Of course I'm your friend. I care about you. I love you. Look what I've done for you." He said, "Yeah, what you did for me, huh? You haven't brought it home yet, have you, brother?" I said, "Do me a favor there, seventh eye. Look into the field and tell me, am I going to get what I need to make this happen?" Right then he gets a phone call. I never got to the bottom of that with him. I'm glad I remembered that right now. Hey, Barry, we're going to have to talk about the results of what your peek into the future was, because I didn't leave that meeting very happy. Number 4, not a big deal. Okay. Reanimate the dead, starting with my mom. I'd like for my mom to be alive again. PulseCon organizers, naturally you can do that, right? Number 5, I could probably do it myself, but who's going to show for the kids around these athletic events and everything? So if the PulseCon organizers could just go ahead, take care of it for me and subjugate all of my enemies. Now, globally, number's probably a little higher, but in Hexaco, like I want to say, if there are 300,000 human souls in Hexaco, Thothschild gets along with and loves 299,995. So really, I'm only asking for you guys to fuck up 5 motherfuckers. The only one of those that I'm afraid of is the one who was a professional full-time killer. The other ones, I got it. All right, moving on. Number 6. This is Thothschild's entirely reasonable appearance rider for 2022 PulseCon. Number 6, easy. I wanted a kilo of really clean blow. Not that crap that they're poisoning people with nowadays, but it would be like that 1980s Peruvian, like Butterflake. You know what I mean? That was uncomfortable. I didn't know that T and his people would get so offended by that one. I got slapped around a little bit. I just, decided to swallow my pride. I went out in the lobby and composed myself and had to remove number 6. Didn't mean to offend anybody, but, if this PulseCon 22 was happening in 1922, then would have been like, have a Coke and a smile, bitch, right? What? Number 7 request. Again, I don't see what the big deal is. Richard Hart to be my friend. What? I'm likable. Tie him up, fly his ass the fuck over here, hang out with me. Big deal. Couldn't do it. Makes me sick. Makes me freaking sick, man. Like a man can't have nothing. All right. Number 8, I want a fleet of Tacozillas. Look at that. I figure my eldest can have one. I'm going to need, maybe 3 girls for each one. Yeah. I don't know. They should, if PulseCon organizers could just, let's make it easy. Just go ahead and get me a dozen Toyota Tacozillas. And then we want, we're going to go ahead and stencil a number on them. You know what I mean? Like maybe put the Bad News Bears logo on it too. The bail bonds on the back. Maybe a nice little Pulse Hex logo somewhere. But that would kind of clash with the color scheme. And I like that color scheme. So yeah, forget Hex and Pulse, man. Just Toyota Tacozillas, Thothschild, and Graph. And then this will be truck number 11. Some shit like that. Be pretty cool. They said they'd get back to me on this. And then, no sooner did they say that than a secretary came in the room and said, "Are you high, dude? They don't even manufacture these for the public. That was a one-off vehicle for an auto show. You're a jackass." The secretary said that to me, and they let it fly. Like T and Rainmaker and the rest of his people, they didn't even say, "Hey, you got to respect." They let the secretary say that to me. Unacceptable, man. It's been a hard couple weeks, guys, and this just made it worse. Number 9, Thothschild believes that they should be able to make him throw a 98-mile-an-hour fastball accurately. Now, when I was about 16 years old, I think I hit 95, my catcher told me. But here's the thing. I couldn't hit the side of a barn. True story. I could whip it, though. Another reanimation, Lazarus. Let's do a Lazarus on my favorite guitar player, Pat Martino. He hasn't been gone long, so this shouldn't, this should be easy. Number 11, cool, new, fully automatic weapons for Thothschild. Now, here's an important one, 12. We're just going to need to go on ahead and have Rags Brandon, for shits and giggles, keep it going. Romanian Dan, Stones Interiors, Gafar Ellis, Yeti Kinetics. I'm going to need them just to lay back, always, 10 or so strides behind me, and then they're going to be my attendants for the week. Whoops, drop that. Kinetics comes up, biceps are bulging, and he picks up the tissue or whatever. It'd be great. Now, the hardest part would be this is going to be a big adjustment for Brandon because he's thinking, no. These other guys are pretty much pushovers. Dan, Stones, Gafar, Yeti. He's kind of big and scary like Kinetics too, so might have to rethink that one. Well, no, I have all the automatic weapons that you guys are going to buy me, so this shouldn't be a problem. I'll just shoot him. So 13, on my entirely reasonable rider. Yeah, I was going to need them to hire somebody to weed and water my garden while I'm gone. 14, I said session IPA singular. That's probably why they said yes to that one. And they don't know what that is. They don't know what that is. They brought me in a fucking single Michelob and said, dream fulfilled. 15, good ass clean food. 16, this is kind of along the lines of the Richard Hart thing. I don't care if you got to knock him on the back of the head. I don't care if you got to tie him up, but Freddie Gibbs, okay, the rapper, real hip hop, not this Mexican version of hip hop, real hip hop, guys. Come on now. J Dilla, Madlib, Gangstar, real hip hop. We're going to go on ahead and we're going to have Freddie Gibbs. He's going to do a dressing room concert. That would just be for me. The attendants, the girls, Richard, everybody's going to have to, I'm just going to hang out. I'm going to be like, and Freddie's going to be like smoking a blunt and he's going to go, "What up?" And he's going to like give me a high five. I'm going to go, "Yeah, man, that's what's up." And then he's going to hand me the joint and I'm going to like hit it. And then it's going to be slow motion like I'm in the video. And I'm going to go, and it's going to be really mysterious. And then like the lights will like flash like strobe light or something. And I'll look really cool. And I'll be like turning my head real slow like this. And you'll see one of my weapons will come out of my belt, and my biceps and my breast meat, like all pumped up. And Freddie will be like, "Thothschild," be fucking so fat, dude. I can't wait. So 17. Now this applies directly to the time on stage. The former agreement or the original understanding was that Rags and I were going to work together. We were going to deliver an important message to those gathered. As we began to review this, okay, me and my legal team with the Vatican Cardinal, the Rinpoche from Tibet, some of my other advisors, we figured, okay, listen, we're going to have to do this a little bit more intelligently. Let's just get Rags microchipped. We're going to go ahead and load him up with weapons, ex-military guy, he's proficient. And then we're going to deprogram him. Okay, no big deal. We'll send you back to your wife in one piece. So we're going to program him to stand silently off to the side and look really
gingery and scary. And he's gonna be with the fucking, and that would anybody who wants to, mess with me for something I say during the course of my presentation, Rags flies into action. He takes the charge. I'm cool. 18. I don't see why PulseCon guys can't give me cool hair. A lot of people on planet Earth have cool hair, right? I used to have cool hair, believe it or not. In fact, when I started going bald, I know I never told you guys this one. See, I was a hip hop DJ, but I was a cracker. And the cracker had the hair down here. So what I used to do is I used to get all the sisters in the neighborhood down there in South Philly, and they used to plait me up. Now, you guys do know the consistency of this little threads of cracker ass hair are not as thick and powerful as the hair that these girls were used to twisting up. So they'd like just pull and I'd go out to the club. I'd be DJing, I'd be in the DJ booth, and I'd be like this for like 4 or 5 hours, man. And after doing that for like I don't know. I think I did that for like 2 years, and I look fucking fresh as fuck, dude. I look so scary dope. One morning I woke up. Yeah, I woke up in one of the flop houses, and I looked in the mirror, and there was like this. There was like a slot, like right here, and like I was like, I think I was 28, and I said, ha ha ha, it must just be. So I started moving it around, and it got bigger. And then they were busting on me, and they said, "Oh, you got cancer. Look at all the handfuls of hair." And then it was just it was fucking terrible, dude. I said, I joked around. I tried to play along with it. Meanwhile, I'm dying inside. I'm 28 years old. I'm a fucking stud, and my hair's falling out. So I'm going to be bald at age 28. And I asked the barber, asking out. I was like, "You remember what Shemp would look like when Mo would fucking slap the shit out of his hair would go into his face? He'd look all confused." I said, "Cut my hair to look like Shemp's." So the barber he did that, but it didn't do anything for the gash. So after that failed, that's the day that I took a Bic razor to my head, and I've been doing it ever since. So yeah, PulseCon, cool hair, not a big deal. What did we have there? 19. Okay, this would probably be the last portion of the Lazarus, request. We're going to go on ahead and just get Rudolf Steiner, the founder of Theosophy, Biodynamic Medicine and Gardening Systems. The founder of the Waldorf schools for the children. We're going to reanimate him, except instead of being in the stodgy Austrian, pre-World War II starched suit, I figured like he could be wearing like a Steelers jersey. You know what I mean? And some like Adidas or something. And he could talk like a Yinzer. Like, God, Todd, where's the pop? Rudolf Steiner and me hanging out. Maybe after the Freddie Gibbs concert. That's right. Well, Rudolf Steiner is there with me. Griselda would come, right? And they would have been jealous seeing how enthusiastic Freddie Gibbs was to be with me, right, in the dressing room. So then, Conway the Machine. Okay, here comes Benny the Butcher. Oh, God damn. Here comes fucking West Side Gun. He says, "Oh, fuck, where's Lost Child?" Right? And they're all smoking Big L's. And they see me, and I'm like, "Yo," and they're like, "Yo, what up?" And then it's hugs like we've known each other forever, and we would just smoke and laugh and smoke, but they're not allowed to touch my hose. They can bring their own hose. They got fame. What the fuck, man? Nobody touch my hose. Request number 21 was I want control of the origin address. Number 22, Wales only, my good friend. He's going to have to go through an adjustment, and he will unilaterally agree with me moving forward at all times. Now, I know that this sounds a little rough, okay? This doesn't sound like what a friend would do to his good friend. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to save whales from some pain. See, we recently experienced the discomfort of him stopping a stream to correct me, the master of the English language, for using the word irregardless. We subsequently came to find out that indeed the word irregardless is a legitimate word. As if he hadn't dug himself a deep enough hole at the time, he tried to tell myself and Finbear, who's from Finland. Finland is right next to Estonia. Well, Wales, he can be a little tough, hard-headed, stubborn guy. He's, oh, don't give me that bullshit about Estonia being in Eastern Europe. That's twice, man. I care about this guy. I don't want to see him embarrassing himself. So we're just going to have to ask organizers of PulseCon, in order to have Thothschild come and be comfortable, you're going to reprogram the brain of Wales only to just, damn, you're right, Thothschild, kind of like that, like up in his voice a little bit, like in the thing you wouldn't expect from him. So he'd be like, man, that's a great point, Thothschild from Wales. This will be so cool, man. His career might suffer a little bit, but I'll lift him up. I'll help him through. So I don't know, guys. I don't see any problems. I don't know what the big deal is. I mean, who wouldn't want to make my mom alive again? What are you, asshole? Selfish people, man. So I don't know. There it is, right? I don't know. In order to have me, why not, right? Okay. Hey, looks like we got some people. Stop screen. What up, Louie?
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
What? I mean, you don't think that my rider was unreasonable, do you?
Oh, not at all.
Yeah, I
I
didn't.
think I mean, that was it.
That was it. And listen, in the music industry, being an opening act most of my career, I got to see what the main acts would ask for. So I got a good sense about what was possible. You know what I mean? So I kind of built my own wish list off of those. The weirdest one that I ever saw firsthand was the one that they sent around. Remember when 50 Cent went from that underground record where he was on the front with the gun, and then he got shot, and then he survived and he was coming back, and all of a sudden the whole entertainment world's like, 50 Cent's coming back. That dude's rider was insane. He literally wanted like the Palestinian Authority provided for him by the promoter. And I am not kidding you, dude. It was weird, dude. He was like, I need 37 dudes with automatic weapons and vests. And we were like, Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians didn't want anywhere near this.
Wow.
True story.
Shit. I've never heard about a 50 Cent's rider like that.
Yeah. And I think he actually wanted a bale of cocaine too. But the Toyotas are badass, man. I like those Tacozillas, and I can't for the life of me think why they wouldn't make them for mass distribution. It's cool.
Right. It was a pretty cool vehicle.
Hey, hold on. Did Rags get so angry he just left? Terrifying. Did Brandon get mad and leave? I don't know. Yeah, it didn't seem like it went over too well there, the old rider list.
But I think number 6 might have gotten them.
I can't even remember what that was.
That's when he mentioned a little bit about some cocaine or something.
Oh. It's a comedy show, folks. This is a comedy show, right? The Hermetic humorist in Hex, Thothschild. I'm actually a father.
Hermetic humor, I like that.
Yeah. It's just what everybody asks for at Christmas. Like, Mom, this year, can I please get a comedian who's really, well read on esoterica and Gnosticism?
Well,
how are you doing?
that's
You,
it's gonna be on my
what'd
my
you say,
wish
brother? I'm
list.
sorry to cut you off.
That's gonna be on my wish list this Christmas.
Louis, how long have you found yourself like in Mexico, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh shit. I think I'm like around 6 months now. It's November.
Nice.
Yeah, November or so.
Oh, so you're the one that caused the bottom to fall out of this whole motherfucker. Thanks. Good. Yeah.
Yeah. You're welcome. Well, now I'm getting a little cheaper. It's gonna go up, right? So.
Oh, I'm trying my hardest to tell some of these guys to keep the faith, because I see it. Those of us who understand what's going on see it really crisply, really clearly what's about to happen. But the guys that I onboarded who, I'm sorry, but a lot of them that got in at 30 or 40 cents, I was literally trying to onboard them at 10 cents, so they drag their feet and wait 3 extra weeks. And next thing you know, parabola. But
Boom.
yeah, it's just, they're all salty at me. They're salty at me personally because they bought at 42 cents or whatever. I'm like, have faith. That's all you could do. I mean, that's literally what the term hodl means, right?
Yeah. Hold on for dear life.
Hold on for dear life. I've heard different people say different things. They said that it was just a mistype or misspelling. I was like you. I was always like, that's got to be short for hold on for dear life. But somebody said in the original thing that it was actually just like a misprint. So I don't know.
Oh,
Either way, we know what it means, right? It means you're not going to hodl when you're hitting new all-time highs. The act of hodling is done when shit sucks.
Yeah. I mean, riding the fucking storm. Like, dips are in the game. What, 90% dips and shit? Like,
this is true. This is true. And that's funny that you bring that up because, how many times did Richard say that on stream
exactly
to the whole nation, And people are like, holy shit, I didn't see this coming. It's like the founders said it 16 times in a half a year.
I mean, he's the GOAT.
Side effects.
Someone joining?
Side effects is taken off. Thanks for coming, brother. Boy, it does seem a little bit like I offended some people with my list. Oh my God. Even the bots saying elbow cough. Wow. Off a brick. The bot said off a brick. That's funny. Yeah, man.
Shoot, man. I remember you were saying something about you being a hip hop like OG in the underground scene and stuff. Like, I don't know. I'd love to hear more about some of that stuff. I don't know. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was just like, thanks for, that's it. I mean, I got to be in the right mood. I'll tell you who got like slammed by like half of my life story. Have you ever heard of the painter, the French Canadian brother 𝕄𝕀ℕ𝔻𝕗𝕚? You ever talk to him? He's a really good cat. I think his artwork is fucking incredible. And I liked it so much, I invited him into my private community on Telegram. And when I did, he and I started getting to know each other. And I think he might have said something about the roots. And boy, the mood I was in, that's all I needed because I got the stories for like days and days and days. I could tell you about like LP before Run the Jewels existed. LP back when he was in Company Flow.
Okay.
Like, there you are. You're back.
Yeah, it keeps fading out for me.
Wi-Fi signal, perhaps.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to be. I was in the culture to the degree that I was sometimes working at some of the record shops, like Record Kingdom, where these guys would all go, and it would just be like another day to have. I don't know, like Arrested Development, I remember was there one time. I remember a panel that had the Wu-Tang, 2 guys from Wu-Tang. It was RZA and Master Killer. Common was there. And this is like, I used to love her Common, not like the later Hollywooded up Common. But then 𝕋𝕙𝕬𝕝𝕚 was there, Lady B was there, somebody else. I mean, it was just like this all-star cast, and everybody's just chilling. You know, it was freaking amazing. The one shop was actually owned by Stretch Armstrong and Bobbito Garcia with their Philly partners. And I was friends with all those guys. So it's like when you start out in a situation like that, you're like a big fan, but you're also like a musician trying to break in, and then you're also working at the place. So you have all these different vectors or angles on how now you're backstage, or you're going to the show for free, or you know what I mean, or you're in the green room, you know. And it was wild, man. I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I could blow your mind, man. Like giving Silver Pearl to Little Brother and Ninth Wonder. I mean, right after I had that moment with him, he's producing Jay-Z's record. It was wild, man. Just shit like that. Yeah. Yeah. But being in a rhyme cipher, I think I wrote about this. I might have to break that article out for Hexaco someday. But being in a rhyme cipher with a young Black Thought from the Roots, I mean, widely regarded as just GOAT MC, especially after what he did on the Funkmaster Flex show a couple years ago. Disgusting, top notch, top tier rhymer. I'm in the bathroom at Jake and Oliver's, okay, on 3rd Street in Old City, and he's standing right there, like right here. And then Malik B is right here. And my friend Tim Yada, who was on Pass the Popcorn, is right here, you know. And you could tell, even from that vantage, that in no time flat, which of these guys was going to just rise and destroy. You know what I mean? Like, when here's the thing. I used to spit a little bit. I was more of a producer, guitarist, and scratch DJ. I would spit a little bit when Tariq would get that mic. I did one of these. Dude, that guy was viciously good. Vicious. I didn't even deserve to spit in the same cipher as him. And I know that, you know, 99% of the guys felt the same way. The ones who didn't feel the same way and thought that they could hang with Tariq, he would mutilate. I tell the story, like guys would come away from the cipher with blood shooting out of their jugular veins and shit. That's how wicked his rhymes were.
What's a cipher? Is that just like y'all hanging around a mic and just
right? We would, okay. That's what we would call anytime, you know. Who was the MC? Was it Saya and Yeshua the poet? Somebody wrote a rhyme about remember how in the Bible it says, wherever there shall be 2 or more gathered in my name, there I am. Somebody did a rhyme like that said that wherever 2 or more are gathered in my name, there is the cipher. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like, you had different levels of esotericism in hip hop at that time. And a lot of it was funny because it was just dudes like wishing or pretending that didn't really read the books or do the study or put in the time. They just wanted to seem deeper than everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Kemetic sciences were interesting. There were some knowledgeable brothers about ancient Kemet. You know, I never went to or through any of them for my knowledge about esoterica. I kind of broke off on my own independent path. But I think those of us who survived, you know, because we lost a lot. We lost a lot of brothers. A lot of brothers got shot. A lot of brothers OD'd. You know. But those of us who made it, there's some pretty good people, you know, that can look back on that era, and having lived through it, they're just better people now, better teachers.
All right, cool.
Yeah, man.
Well, man.
I like talking about that stuff.
Rest in peace.
I could break out some records. What'd you say? I'm sorry, Louis. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Just say, may they rest in peace.
Ugh. Yeah, some of them, brother. I hope some of them. I mean, there's other ones. I know they're still fighting. They're in the next dimension, still buck wilding, man. Oh my God.
Hell
And
yeah.
they would go 18 ways to Sunday too. Like people would think. Now, I'm not exaggerating. I know people think like I'm always going to be talking out my ass or trying to be funny, but the truth of the matter is, in a 2-year period, I lost nine guys. And
Holy shit.
outsider looking in would think, well, it's two things. These guys either got shot or they OD'd. But in actual point of fact, of those 9 in those 2 years, one OD'd and one got shot. And the other 7, you wouldn't even believe it, man. Like the one dude went to bed and didn't wake up. The other guy got to his beach house and had a brain aneurysm. The other guy was a 40-something who had a heart attack and died. The other guy was crossing the street and got run over. You know, like it was just like fucking
What the
wild.
fuck?
Yeah. It was really weird. And man, my ex at the time, she wasn't sensitive to it. And I'm just like, you do realize these are my friends and they're dropping dead like flies. You know, serves them right. But oh my God, I had this one brother. I shall just refer to him as the Nizzo. He may or may not have been a bit of a comic book character who was like absconding from certain jurisdictions, let's say, and he went to another area. And as soon as he landed on the ground, he got hooked up with whatever the equivalent of the Crips or Bloods were there. And I think he was running from the cops or from a rival gang in something insane, like something literally like a Lamborghini, Maserati, Bugatti, one of those cars, right? And they were going like 150 miles an hour and he just went through the windshield. I was just like, God damn, dude. And he went out in style.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So now as a father, you know what I mean? I'm a father of 3 boys and 1 girl. And it scares me to think that any of my kids, you know, my daughter's too smart for any of it, but you know, any of my boys, to think that they might ever experience a life that would even come close to what, you know, I got involved with and saw, put myself through even, it just keeps me up at night. I would never, ever wish that on my own kids, you know, but I was handling it like it was another day, you know, at work. It's funny. Can't see the forest for the trees.
Damn.
Plus, you're young, dumb, and full of cum, too, so.
Yeah, I'm like 30 right now, so kind of like evening out right now.
Perfect age. Yeah, man, what a perfect age. I think that that's an age where if you can start to get a grip on it, like you just said, you kind of indicate that you're starting to get a handle on things. You said you're starting to even out, right? Like that's really good, man. Like for you, because for me, it was like I didn't want to let 22 go. You know what I mean? It was just like stupid.
Fuck. Fuck yeah.
Just
I didn't want to let that go forever.
Jackass. I mean, I had morality. You know, I wasn't the stick-up kid. I definitely wasn't that. I didn't believe in that kind of thing, but I knew stick-up kids. You know. But I had standards, but still it was you know, and then you'd have the gall to sit there and go, well, why isn't my life going the way I want? You know? Well, maybe because you went out to the fucking bar fucking 6 nights last week, dude. Spent all your money. You know?
Oh. Yeah. Like that fucking sucks, bro, all the fucking time. No, it's like there's hacks. I can buy it instead and chill.
There you go. There you go. I mean, if I know some amazing 20-something Mexicans, and these guys are some of the guys who taught me about dollar cost averaging. And I'm like, oh my God, if I would have had my shit together the way, like, for example, a Balliet Brand or a Hexastani Dylan or a Tap or a Romanian Dan, the way that any of these guys has their shit together with this forward vision, my Jesus Christ, my life would be completely different, right? It's amazing.
Yeah,
good for them. Good.
It's definitely super inspiring.
Yes, sir.
That shit. So
you seem like you have a little bit of I'm going to let you go in a second and we're going to wrap it, but I just wanted to point out it seemed like on my last stream it was you and Blaine who seemed to have a sense of things that it's only a lot of older friends or connections have. Were you just an independent kind of reader yourself, or were just path of discovery?
Yeah. Like, oh man, in high school, instead of reading my chemistry book, I read an astrology book. It was I don't know, that was like, I got familiar with this. It was All You Need to Know astrology book by like Linda. I don't know. That was my intro into everything. It was just like, and then like the Zeitgeist movie and the Freelancer, and I learned about centralized banking.
I remember when Zeitgeist. I remember when Zeitgeist came out, because that was a fist pump for a lot of us, because we already knew who a lot of the people were, in the movie that were speaking, especially like you want to talk about jumping out of my seat and pumping my fist when Jordan Maxwell was there. He said his classic line. He says, "And you need to understand that the people of this world do not give a good goddamn if your children suffer," like whatever he said.
Yeah.
And that knocked people out of their seats. But I had been listening to him say that shit for, good many years when that came out. So that was kind of vindicating. But wow, you would have been a young age, man.
Yeah, I was like in high school. Yeah, it was like 2000, like 16.
Okay. That the original Zeitgeist, the first one, there was like what, 3 or 4, but the first one, God, I want to believe that came right after they started the invasions around 2003, 2004. Because that
that makes sense.
No, yeah, okay. But at that time, the world, I mean, I don't know. It's uncomfortable right now too. It can be scary. I think we're more battle hardened now. In a year like 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, this was like new territory, I think. And we just were like, this whole motherfucker could blow any day now, like how they must have felt knowing that World War II, like maybe when they said the Germans were bombing London, and people were like, I didn't know if there was going to be one landing on my, in my living room, It was kind of like that, but in a more macro sense. And those of us that have eyes to see, we're sitting there looking, and we're just the same way that we kind of get now about, certain arrangements or situations or psyops. You're looking and you're like looking at somebody like Cheney. You know what I mean? And you're like, that's the Sith Lord, like right there. Like you don't see that.
Yeah. I try to point that out to people.
Oh my God. And he'd have a heart attack. They were like, what day is it? Oh, it's Tuesday. Okay, Dick Cheney's having a heart attack. Oh, he's still alive.
Right.
Finn, did you just wake up? I knew he was going to say that. I just woke up. I'm getting ready to wrap it. Hey, Finn, I read my list of demands, on my rider that I submitted to the organizers of the Pulse convention, in order for them to make me comfortable and bring me to the event. And, I read all my bullet points, about 22 of the things that I demanded in order to speak at that event. And what did we have? We had like 12 people in here when I started reading it. And I came back and it was me and Louie and like 2 other people. I don't think anybody appreciated it. I think I offended some people with my rider. So it was kind of scary.
It's fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah, I might have to make a short out of that one or clip it up.
Well thought out.
Yeah, thank you, Finn. You'll go back, and you be sure to go in the powwow after the exercise. I'll be sleeping, and let me know what you think of Thothschild's rider for the PulseCon. It's pretty funny. I liked writing it. I was cracking up. TikTok Crypto said Rags is a big sick, so he probably went to bed. Yeah, we all heard it. We all heard it the last few days with him. And he's a trooper. I probably wouldn't have streamed feeling like that. But he did. He do.
He streams every day, doesn't he?
Twice. And if he's special guest, sometimes I've seen him stream 3 times a day. He's a beast. He is a beast. Yeah, I'm joking around on my rider list, but I'll tell you what, I am so like over the moon, honored and excited to be, selected to share a stage with him. He just came right out of the gate in Hexco. It's like one of my favorites. In fact, it was the point counterpoint of the styles of Lit on one hand and Rags on the other. I felt like they were completely, not maybe opposites, but just so different in their styles. My Life is Awesome and Rags to Riches. But there they were in ascendancy at the exact same time. And I was rooting for them both out of the gate. I had been here longer than both of them, but I was rooting for both of them out of the gate. And I remember reaching out to them and telling each man that fact. And they were both like, you know what I mean? They weren't dicks. They were enthusiastic. They were like, Thank you, man. Thank you very much. They were sincere. So that helps you root for a motherfucker even more, man.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Fucking Rags was one of the first Texicans I started following when I got into Hexico.
Good choice. Definitely a good choice.
Oh yeah.
Do you have any day one, pre-day one OGs who you consider your favorite? Sometimes people, if you've only been here 6 months, it actually takes an education curve, a learning curve to even
maybe
discover who those people are, right? Yeah.
I guess right now I'd probably just say RG, Captain.
Yeah, he was one of the most visible for me too. That's funny you say that. He was instantly iconic, is the way that I tell the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Sure. I got the chance to just hear him in a Twitter space. But besides him doing the show, just like him, just popping in and he's just so genuine. I appreciate that out of him and almost all the streamers here in Texaco. So
yeah, he was a bit of a puzzle for me because in some ways so freaking cutting edge, so open-minded. Case in point, he just he was the Hexagon to score the interview with the author whose name I'm so sleep deprived, forgive me, but the guy who wrote Creature from Jekyll Island, that was RG3 that did that interview. But I would hear RG3 talk sometimes and I would be like, this guy's talking out of both sides of his mouth. Like he's a statist, because he would be like really pro-police. You know what I mean? And I was like, I couldn't reconcile that, because my time in the streets, we were just like, even though we might have known some cops here and there who we liked or we got along with on a personal level, on a general, as a general rule, you weren't trusting them motherfuckers. And they didn't care if they put you in a river or not, So I always found that to be an interesting dynamic about RG3. But that doesn't mean that I don't feel him or like him, man. Like, that guy has my respect. And when I did get to see him and meet him face to face at Nagabo's party, the last day of the Hexpo, that was a cool moment. And I even told him, I said, yo, RG3, seeing you here is surreal, man. It's very surreal, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't have are you only doing a microphone, Louie, or are you just in the dark?
I'm just in the dark right now. I'm just trying to chill. I got a candle right here.
Yeah, that's what Side Effects does when he comes on.
Hi.
Hey! What up, brother?
I'm just chilling, Got a candle.
Nice to meet you, dude.
Yeah. Nice to meet you too, Thoth. It'd be cool to depth some time. I know you're closing this out here soon on some more like the esoteric stuff. Like I'd love to pick your brain about stuff because there's
thinking about what to do with that, brother, because you're not the first one. Whenever I get, like, I tell people all the time, if you know, I'm not saying that I don't have a soft spot for the struggles of women. I just don't feel like I'm equipped to help the girls as much. But when I see a 30 or 40 something getting divorced with kids, when I see a 20 something who's eating Oxycontin like they're chiclets, or just got kicked out of his living situation, like my heart is just like, I want to be there for that brother, because I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to be utterly fucking alone and have no options. And now I want to be there for my brothers. Like I really do. And I'm trying to figure out, I guess, Louis, how to formalize that a little bit to make myself available, because I can say it. I can say, you can DM me, but that's still a hell of a Rubicon to cross, I think, when you're really in the middle of it, you know. I have to roll that around in my head, how to best go about it. And time is certainly not easily taken advantage of or grabbed or utilized by me right now. Like it's like even touch and go for being able to do these streams, man, because you know, if it's not survival, it's something with the children, and I'm all they got. So
yeah.
yeah. But I think it's important, and I'll tell you, like I see guys here, you know, like the side effects, Terrafin, Finn. I think these guys, I don't know the others as well. I know they're good folks from what I know of them. I just don't know them as well. But I think we have the personalities and experience, wisdom, resources, but we're not a bunch that's going to be finger waggy or idealistic, because so many of us have bled and cried and suffered that we're not going to be like, this is how it ought to be. You know, it's going to be more like, hey, man, I'm here to listen. Tell me what's going on. And I might be able to say, oh, yeah, I remember back in 1993 when I was going through that too. Maybe that helps. I don't know.
Maybe that's I've not even gone through that, you know, not divorce or anything, so I can't personally
Right. Good.
use my experience, but
Everybody suffers,
I've
though. That's for sure.
it's how that's your calling. Like your last stream, I definitely could hear that in your voice, and like I don't know, that's like seems to be I don't know. I was still trying to say you're gonna figure it out here sooner or later.
Yeah, no,
So,
I appreciate
and
that, dude. I appreciate that.
by being just genuine in yourself, like that is, I don't know how you can do better than that.
Well, yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. I guess you kind of bring up a good point too, in that like I don't know if you ever heard me say it, but you know, I will say God, but I won't anthropomorphize God, because I'm not going to accord human characteristics to an infinite vibration like an alpha and omega. But I think
Yeah.
of the saying, and I don't know, I guess people have applied it to Jesus. It was written to Jesus. It was written for Muhammad. It's probably been written for the Buddha. It's probably been written for Ramakrishna. Was probably written for the thunder god in some myths, but it was like, you take one step towards me and I will take two steps towards you. Because that's just, you know, that's the arrangement, right? That's kind of like, that mathematically makes sense. The one who has a little bit more boots on the ground experience, has more scars, more wisdom, should be able to mimic an all father or an alpha and omega in that. You take one step towards me, young brother, and I'll take two towards you. But that is an important first step they have to take. And part of taking that first step that I found was accepting responsibility, right? For my decisions, for my life, for me choosing to pack everywhere I went, or me choosing to start popping them hard drugs like they were chiclets, or you know, mouth freshening fucking candies, you know. Like I got myself in that pickle. And for the longest time, I didn't want to own any of that. It was always the world's fault. It was always somebody else's fault. Everybody else's fault. This the way of this world's fault. But when you really reckon with yourself, I'll never forget my dear mother said, before she cashed out, many years actually before she cashed out, when I was going through it, she said, son, at some point you're going to have to recognize that you have to accept life on life's terms. And I was like, that hit me like a ton of fucking bricks. Like I was like, damn, she's right. Like at every turn, I'm repudiating life on life's terms. I'm not accepting life on life's terms,
Right.
Oh my God, what a moment. That's probably why I'm still alive. One of the reasons I'm still alive, having to come face to face with that shit. Whoa.
Yeah. Claiming responsibility for one's own actions is, I mean, straight like sci-fi shit. Like,
right. Yeah. Yeah. What a community, man.
And just life. Like, and yeah. Well, shoot, man. I'm gonna get going here.
I think we're down to our last three here. I don't know who it is. Is that you, Tic Tac Toe, Tic Tac Crypto, Facing Reality, Finbear, maybe. But guys, thanks for hanging out. I do hope somebody got a laugh out of that fucking thing earlier. And it is pretty funny too how silly earlier, and then we just got drop dead serious here the last portion. But that, what can I say? That's kind of how I am. That's how my life has gone. Part satire or farce, and part blessing, part serendipitous, synchronous blessing, man. But anyway, so this was part of my agreement with T Money, guys. I told him if he got me that coupon code, which by the way, it hasn't been formalized. I know what it's going to be. I know what it's going to mean. Okay. But they have to process it in the office today. So when I come back tonight, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, I'll be able to start handing out PulseCon discount ticket, and hopefully we can motivate some more people to come through, and maybe even build a network where some of these people are, marginal. They're like, I can't afford all that, but I can afford this. And maybe some of the folks in the community who have an excess are doing things that are going to get it the rest of the way, get it that extra little nudge. It's hard to say how it's going to go. But I would really like to see PulseCon pop off, and definitely have as many Hexicans representing as possible. I won't be very happy if there's more SHIB motherfuckers up in that thing. I'm glad they're going to be there and they're coming, but I want Hexco to be representing PulseCon. All right. Hey, Louie, man. So episode 7B, the 2FECTA, I was calling it. That's going to be later this evening, my brother. So we'd love to see you again. And we might have lost Louie, but Louie, I know it's positive regards, my man. Thanks for stopping through. Everybody, Thothschild, episode 7A of the Mind Spray. We'll be back later on. Unless I get some kind of legal action or I get strung up for my funnies earlier. We'll have to see. All right, guys. Take care. Peace out. See you later.